Inside the Honda Center here in Anaheim, California. It's the Four Continents Figure Skating Championships. We expected the unexpected yesterday, and guess what? The trend continues this afternoon. Kirsten Moore-Towers and Michael Marinaro leaping to first place in the pair short program ahead of Sway and Han, Pang and Jin, and then you can see for Ashley Kane and Timothy Leduc in fourth place right now. We had a lot of surprises in that short program. Those are your current standings right now. Hello everyone, Nick McCarville here on Bridgestone Ice Desk, joined by Brooke Castillo, by Michael Weiss, by Sinead Kerr. And Brooke, wow, I mean, there were some surprises there, especially with Moore-Towers and Marinaro. We talked about them skating last, and they delivered under pressure.
I'm so happy for them. They are so good, and we just haven't really seen that yet this season. And you know, I said earlier in the show, what was missing this season are the things they're so good at, just weren't quite there. And today, it's not tonight, it's still very early, but today they were dynamic, they were beautiful, stunning, fast, they were just lights out.
Well,
Perfection.
It's the kind of skating that they had been lacking a little bit this season, Mike. They had put the Grand Prix final as a goal. They just missed out on it. They're Canadian champions. They've taken that momentum now from Canadians, and they've applied it here.
Well, it looks like they're starting to peak at the right time. I mean, yes, you want to make the Grand Prix final, and that's a good goal, but really, ideally, the World Championships are what are the peak of the year, and so they're now building nicely. That was an incredible short program. I mean, it was timed perfectly, like you said. They skated last, and they've kind of been just underachieving slightly all season, and so to put that performance out, awesome.
Well, I want to welcome everyone here in Anaheim. Also want to welcome all of you watching on Facebook and YouTube. Do not be afraid of that. Hey, there's our crowd. Hey, guys. Hello. There we go. You can get loud. Don't be afraid to use that comment button on Facebook and on YouTube. And anyone here in the building, you want to hop on, let us know what your questions are for our analysts here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that first place skate from Moore-Towers and Marinaro. They come in as Canadian champions, and I don't think anyone really would have put them on top of the podium after this short program. But Sinead Kerr, this was a beautiful program, aggressive but beautiful.
It was a beautiful program, and something that I don't think you see even as well on television as what you see here live is the speed that they carried across the ice. They had this real freedom about them, and just the power, and Brooke and I both commented on it, they were flying across that ice. It was a really stunning performance, and the thing as well is it didn't look like luck. It looked like they were really on top of the game and really to take on the mantle of being a championship winner. It didn't look like it was just a one-off.
That was one of the best death spirals I've ever seen done. A back outside death spiral is so difficult. It's worth the most points out of the 3 death spirals, and it's the chosen one for this season. For short, you have to do that. It's required, and they do it so well. I'm sure I didn't look quite at what they got on that, but their GOE across the board was so high.
When a team's not necessarily delivering the way that they would have wanted in this season, and then to be able to do that, I mean, obviously it's all coming together for them.
Well, it looked like they were so relaxed, and it looks like everything they did was like to the extreme. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you do something well, and then sometimes it's just a little bit more. Everything, like that death spiral, he was so deep in his knee bend. The side-by-side triple toes were so light and easy. And I think it comes with a little bit of confidence, and right now they're skating with it. And we haven't seen that throughout the season, and now we're starting to see, I guess, all the hard work pay off.
Why now? I mean, what is it about this team, or what is it about this moment for them that they've been able to bring their best?
Well, they've always been good, and she's always been good. She's one of my favorite pair girls. She's everything a pair girl is supposed to be. She's beautiful, she's strong, her skating style is really unique and beautiful. But I think that they were an Olympic team last year. You know, post-Olympic season, you have a little bit of that hangover, and it's harder to get going in the summer with your training. It's harder to do the Grand Prix because you just need a little bit of a break. So some teams maybe peak a little bit later that season, and that's what you want anyway.
Yeah, certainly, and as Mike has made note, they want to especially peak at Worlds, but a good start for them. We haven't seen much. We've seen a lot of Moore-Towers and Marinaro this season. We haven't seen much of Swee and Han. They came in as the favorites. We were talking about it right here on Bridgestone Ice Desk. But Sinead, for them, for her, it was a fall on the triple toe, and then otherwise, I mean, you can see they're just barely a point off the lead, but for them, this wasn't necessarily the short program they wanted to put out there.
Yeah, it quite obviously wasn't their best, and they'll be looking for more than that at World Championships. It was, for them, a subpar performance, but I'm not quite sure we could expect, or what we could expect with them coming off the injury that they've had. So for them, it just goes to show the standard of their skating and their level, that they are still up there even with a subpar performance.
Yeah, they're only, about a half a point off the lead, having made a major mistake like that. And that just shows that they gather points from all the levels on all these lifts and great execution of all the other elements.
Yeah, and that was a hard fall for her. That is very uncharacteristic for her to fall that way. And you can tell they just don't look trained to me. You can tell they haven't had a full season. I was really excited to see them. I've never seen them live, and I'm like so fangirl with them. And I was really underwhelmed, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really love this program. Sinead and I
we were
both talked
talking about
this.
it. Yeah,
it didn't quite work.
Yeah, we felt like possibly the choreography and the music style didn't quite fit together, and we weren't the keenest on it. Maybe it'll grow on us, I'm not sure, but at this competition, I didn't love this short program.
And what she's so good at is she's so confident. He's great, but she carries the team with her confidence and her style and her speed and that attack I told you about earlier and just that diva quality, and that's not there right now. You can tell she's just not trained. She hasn't been healthy all season, and you can just see it.
I'm never going to call a fall a good thing, but was it good maybe to get some sort of mistake out there in the short program and then they can build into that free skate?
No.
No? Okay. You wanted them to be clean in the short program.
You do not want to fall in the short. It's the worst feeling in the world, especially part.
They will take solace, though, as Mike mentioned, they're only half point off the lead, and that shows the quality.
Yeah.
They're within striking distance of the gold that we very much thought was theirs coming into this Four Continents Championships. What about for Pang and Jin in third place after that short program? The other Chinese team coming in here, and they're a team that's really been seasoned this season. A couple silver medals, also at the Grand Prix final. This is a short program with a lot of creativity in it.
Is that what we're calling it?
Sure, yeah. But those side-by-sides looked good, Brooke, to start.
Those were beautiful. Those were the best of the event, and I thought for sure when they landed those, this event was going to be theirs. They were going to win. This short program, maybe not the event overall, that was uncharacteristic. They were going into it, and I was like, a little bit of a weird pattern. We talked about what patterns mean at nationals. They really were around the circle really far and really close to the boards, and it just wasn't a good takeoff, and I'm not surprised that she fell on that. I'm surprised that they made a mistake on it, but with the way they went into it, that's what caused that fall. And it was really, I was expecting both the Chinese teams to skate clean. It was strange to see them mess up, but we talked about home field advantage and being in North America versus being in Asia for Four Continents this year, and it's an early day for pairs. They had to be up very early for practice this morning, and pairs is dangerous. It's hard. There's a lot of timing involved, and you can kind of maybe see that with the Chinese teams, the way they skated today.
Brooke and I were
talking. That was an effect.
Yeah, Brooke and I were talking about that. The morning, we saw it very much at the Olympics, the morning programs. What are the differences physically, especially you mentioned for the pairs, but it's way different to skate in the morning or early afternoon versus at night. Or is it?
It is. There's such a fine line between success and failure in skating that even just if it's a half a percentage or a percentage off and you're feeling a little bit lackluster. I mean, I know it sounds like you're kind of complaining like, oh, poor you had to get up and skate in the morning. It's not that. It's like it's just a little bit less. And you may be, like I said, a percentage off, and all of a sudden that slight percentage is the difference between landing a jump and slipping off an edge and making a fall. So
I kind of feel as well, especially for pairs, because the elements are so all about the timing and are pretty dangerous as well.
Yeah,
I feel more than dance, certainly. I think that pairs in the morning must be more difficult for sure.
Yeah, so for Pang and Jin, third place after that short program. Ashley Kane, Timothy LeDuc, they come in off of that national title in Detroit. A lot of confidence. Obviously, she had that concussion in early December. They come in, they skate to a fourth place finish in the short program. But Brooke, overall, I mean, they've got to walk away pretty happy with this program.
Yeah, I was really excited for them when they finished. I mean, they didn't get the score they wanted. He was called under on his side-by-side jump, which is a huge hit for him. That happened at nationals as well. But I was proud that they didn't try to do too much here. They had a great opportunity with the two mistakes from the Chinese teams to try to get that second that I said they were capable of. But obviously, it didn't work. Their score wasn't that high. Their GOE was not very high on all of their elements. Everything was just a little bit, maybe not quite as good as some of the other teams. But I thought they were great. I was on my feet after they were done skating. But, like their lift, their death spiral, lower levels. They got threes on everything where a lot of the teams got fours, and I think that affected their score. But I still think what was great is that they didn't make a big mistake. They stayed on their feet, they rotated, and that's really important to do in the short, and it kept them close.
Yeah, and they were very happy at the end of that. And then I talked to them actually backstage after the short program, less happy. And Andy's asking on Facebook, you talked a little bit about it, but that technical score just kind of dropped as the judges' marks were coming in. Those were those levels. And
I thought they were maybe a little bit slow
and the under
today
on
too.
her jump.
It was the under on the loop is what it was.
Big hit.
I mean,
And they got
hit
level
like
3s in death spiral and the spin, I believe, as well. So those little points just kind of eat away at the overall score. In that
I mean,
technical.
and the loss of that under of like 4 points, they'd be sitting in third place relatively easily, maybe even second place. So, I mean, that kills you when you get an under like that technically, but then also you add on top of that the levels and the grade of execution. The things they did, when I saw them skate, I thought to myself, that's going to be a 71, 72.
That's what I
Is
thought.
exactly what I thought.
Yeah, from the eye test, you think that was a clean program. They look great. The program is fun. Everyone loves it. But then when that score came up, I think everyone was a little confused. But then when you look into it, there is a reason behind it.
Yeah, certainly. And I also think it's that difference, right, between we just went to the national championships and the international judging panel, right? I mean, you're skating at a whole new level for a team like Kane and Leuc. They take a lot of confidence from Detroit, but this is a whole new ballgame here.
Well, and you have 3 teams ahead of you who are very well established internationally and who have been together for a very long time, and they're always going to be given the benefit of the doubt when it comes to scoring. They might have a little bit of cushion because they've been around a long time, and some of the top teams. I mean, we have the Olympic silver medalists here.
Yeah.
So.
Right, former world champs.
Yeah, so you can't afford, you have to be lights out to be able to get ahead of them, even if maybe it's unfair, dare I say.
Okay.
You have to establish yourself.
Right. Just slowly and surely.
Yeah.
Can we actually pull up the
Keep
score?
doing what they did today, though. They
I want
skated
to pull
clean.
up the scores. Once again, just digest this a little bit. So you've got Sui and Han there, and this is what I'm talking about. Mike, you mentioned this. They're obviously within striking distance, and you even look for Tara Kane and Danny O'Shea, who we haven't talked about yet. There's that gap from 5th, then down to 6th. I mean, the podium has not been decided in this short program.
No, it hasn't yet. And I think Kane and Leuc and Kane and O'Shea both still have a shot at a medal. It's going to be an uphill battle because they kind of needed to take advantage of the fact that Peng and Jin made mistakes and Sui and Han made mistakes, and that was their chance to take advantage of it. Now it's going to be harder because the likelihood of those 2 Chinese teams not skating well in the free skate is not as likely. They're going to probably recover from that, so it's going to be harder to get up on the podium.
And they certainly did their job. They did take advantage of the situation. They skated a really good program, and it was clean to the eye. I mean, obviously they didn't get the score, but they did their job, and they should be proud of that.
So for Kane and O'Shea especially too, we were in the arena for that Shanae, just watching them and taking, the last time we saw them, that free skate wasn't the way they wanted it to end in Detroit, but maybe a little bit of redemption today. They're still within striking distance of the podium.
Absolutely. I mean, they're definitely still within striking distance. I think they're less than a point underneath Kane and Leuc. So there's still a chance there for a medal for them with a clean free skate. And they skated in a nice short program today. I mean, their elements were good. They were solid. They look confident. So there's that chance leading into tomorrow that it could be a day for them too. I think it's open.
The free skate, when we look at the pairs event, Brooke, what are 1 or 2 teams, or who are the teams that you really love the free skate for when we look to that?
Well, we haven't seen Sui and Han's free skate,
There you go.
and I haven't been able to watch them practice this week because I've been here at Ice Desk.
Hanging out with us.
Yes, but I'm curious to see what their free skate looks like and what not having, a short program you can kind of get away with without a solid training season. But a free skate is much harder, especially in pairs. It's very difficult. So I'm curious to see what they do. And I really want to see Kane and Leuc not let that score affect them and come back strong and see if they can try to nudge their way onto the podium.
Yeah, you just got to kind of shake it off. And then, we talked about this a little bit, Mike, last night with Vincent Joe, but for More Towers and Marinaro, this is a situation I don't think they necessarily expected to find themselves in. And so taking that first place from the short program and trying to apply a different sort of pressure, how do you approach that free skate?
Yeah, I think if they can be as relaxed as they looked today, I mean, that's always kind of the challenge when you compete, is knowing what is on the line and how important it is, and just trying to just take a deep breath and relax. But everything seemed easy for them today, and I think that was kind of the key. And if they can repeat that in the free skate, and and Sui and Han make a mistake again, all of a sudden they could be the unexpected champions here.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting free skate to come in the pairs program. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's to come today. Shanae Kerr, guess what? It's the rhythm dance.
Yay!
You can't wait. That's to come. We've got Ice Desk here in just a few minutes' time, actually, and then we'll have the rhythm dance. We're right back here after the rhythm dance, before the ladies' free skate tonight, I think we have someone named Ashley Wagner who will join us for some of those ice desks later. And then actually, during the ladies event, we're going to have a special ice desk here, myself and Ashley Wagner. So make sure and join us there. We're going to be breaking down everything to come tonight for the ladies free skate. Anaheim, are you guys having a good time? Are we having fun here? Yes? Thank you for joining us. Thanks all of you for joining us as well on Facebook and on YouTube. Keep those comments coming to Brooke, to Mike, to Shanae. You guys, thank you so much. And guess what? We'll talk to you soon on Bridgestone Ice Desk from the Four Continents Championship. See you guys later.